Wow, what a cool night and morning. So yesterday evening, met up with a couple of the people that I had already seen on the trail a few days back, and I guess since I'd taken that day off from Franklin, they'd caught up. So we hiked most of the day together, and it was really nice catching up, find out what they were doing, telling them what I'd been doing, and we hiked a decent distance, got to see some incredible views from Seiler Bald and Waya Bald, and it's cool for the first time gotten to see out around, how do I say that, I guess, gotten to go up on top of a mountaintop, look off, and see something on another mountaintop that I've already been on so that I can identify I was there. It was pretty neat. We were on Seiler Bald yesterday and looked around, and I mean, what a vast view. And then we got to Waya Bald and got to see over, and we could see where Seiler Bald was and see, wow, man, we've hiked a long ways. So that was kind of neat. And then got into camp last night and stayed, actually set up my tent, and so did everybody else at one of the shelters. So there were tons and tons of people playing music, until 9:30 or so. It was kind of nice. But I fell asleep fast, and I slept the best I've slept yet. I don't know, I probably fell asleep at 9 o'clock, and I slept at least 10 hours. I slept so hard that I had set up my tent really quick, and it was a little bit on a hill. And as a result, I kind of rolled to one side a lot, and I had rolled enough that I pulled my tent loose slightly, and the pole was laying on top of me. And I didn't even know it. I just woke up this morning after sleeping 10 hours, and it was laying on me. Yeah, it was no big deal. I rolled back over and pushed the pole up, and it was all good. But man, I needed that sleep after a couple of nights of not sleeping so well. So that was great. Then I got out and went and got my bear canister, got back and got some breakfast going, and then went inside my tent and zipped it up because I needed to change and get my toes taped up and things like that. And all of a sudden I heard before I say that, so it was supposed to be bitter cold last night, just like the night before. And it was pretty dang cold, but it got warmer through the night. So it's warmer this morning than it was last night when we went to bed, for sure. It's really great that it was not that cold. But anyway, then back to where I was at. So even though it wasn't all that cold, surprisingly, I'm sitting in the tent, and I hear just this slight little pitter patter on the outside, and I opened up, and it's snowing. Now it wasn't snowing real heavy, but I would call it more than flurries. It was enough that it accumulated on the ground slightly. You could see it covering everything, and certainly got everything wet. So everybody's wearing their rain gear this morning. So that was cool. There was certainly no call for that, no call for precipitation at all. And now, as you can see, an hour later, it's really pretty much stopped. I mean, I can barely feel it on my face, but it's all but gone. So we'll see if it picks up more today or if that was all we had. But that was neat. A little bit of snow on the trail, and everybody at the shelter was up and oohing and awing, and there was a lot of excitement about it. And since, as I said yesterday, I've kind of realized I'm going to make my goal easily, and I can't really get a lot further beyond Fontana Dam because there's nowhere to get picked up unless I go another 100 miles, which I can't do, in one day. So I've just been taking it a little bit slower. I think put in 12 miles yesterday, which is not a lot slower, but it's at least I wasn't pushing to 16. Makes a huge difference. And true to form today, it is 10:25, and I'm just now getting on the trail. So I was lazy this morning, man. I woke up at, I don't even know when, 7 or 8, and I just laid in there and dozed a little and just thought about things and just enjoyed my time, and then did everything real slow and methodically, and tried to keep everything as dry as possible, because I know when I set up tonight, my tent will be a little wet and things like that from the snow this morning. So anyway, I'm on the trail. It's 10:20. I think there are only 2 people back at the shelter behind me that are leaving after me. and everyone else is, you know, like, I don't know, 40 people or something are up ahead. So maybe I'll catch a few people today. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a good day. It's a really quiet day today. The clouds are really, you know, you can kind of see maybe off in the distance. It's just really, you know, not ultra foggy, but foggy enough. You feel kind of closed in, and everybody seems real quiet today. People on the trail, and a lot of people are moving slow. I don't know if it's the temperature, because it is really, I mean, it's great when you're hiking, but it's pretty dang cold out here. Anyway, I don't know. I feel great. I haven't felt this good ever on the trail. This is such a wonderful day. I started with that snow and such a good night's sleep, and I have some peanut M&Ms in my bag that I can nibble on. It's making my day. So anyway, it's just kind of a quiet day, and I'm just trucking along. Tiger Lily and Sam, who I hiked with a bunch yesterday, are moving real slow today. Sam is usually, I mean, I have a tough time keeping up with him, but he's moving real slow today. He's hiking his bare feet because he is a crazy person, and he is taking a vow of silence today. And I don't know, he's just Sam doing his thing, and so I can't talk with him, and he's moving slow. Tiger Lily, I passed up a while back, and she's moving a little slower today too, and just wanting to kind of take it easy, feeling, you know, just a little more laid back and relaxed, kind of like I was yesterday. And then Slip and Slide, she's this little Thai lady, Thai woman that I met. We had a good time a couple days ago talking about all about Thailand and everything. She lives here now, but she obviously, you know, she grew up there and everything and all that. So yeah, we talked about my visit there and all the places I've been and the island we stayed at and everything. So that was pretty cool to kind of share that. But she's hiking real slow today as well, and just kind of not in any hurry to get anywhere. So, you know, which is fine. And it's kind of nice. I really am in the mode of just going today. I don't know, I've been hiking for, I got such a late start, but I've been hiking for 3 hours, and I mean, it feels like it's been an hour. I don't know how far I've gone, but I've been flying. I've probably been doing, you know, 3 miles, 2.5 miles an hour, which puts me at a lot of miles already. So I don't know, we'll see what happens today. It's going great. I think it's going to be a cold one again tonight, so I definitely do not want to be hiking still at, you know, 7 o'clock. I want to get in somewhere good and get settled down. I'm getting real close. We're all getting real close to NOC, the outfitter around Wasser or Bryson City, North Carolina. That's kind of, you know, everyone knows about on the trail. It's right on the trail, and everyone stops and gets food and, you know, gear if they need it and anything there. They have places to stay, and so a lot of people here will be staying there, but I'll just be staying in my tent. Probably not even get to the city quite tonight. That's sort of got everybody a buzz, you know. A lot of people are excited to get in. You know what I might do is I might camp a couple miles short, you know, shy of the city of NOC tonight, and maybe get up at a decent time tomorrow and hike into town and have breakfast at the restaurant there. That would be awesome. I think maybe I'll do that. That's my plan right now. We'll see how I feel as I get a little closer. So I still have quite a ways to go to get there, like a long ways, maybe even, I don't know, 7 miles or something. So, it's got me a little more excited now. Anyway, that's my day so far. I think I need to get my gloves out of my pack because my hands are freezing. Bye. kind of stunk. Came down into Tellico Gap and couldn't find the trail anywhere. I mean, there was just no marking to show where the trail went across the road that was there. So I walked up the road and down the road and didn't see anything. And there was this old logging road, said road closed. And so I followed it, and luckily I had a map on my phone, GPS and stuff, and so I wasted a ton of battery on my phone, but I was able to pull it up, and this logging road goes right alongside what looked to be the real trail, but I don't see any trail anywhere else, so I think this had to be it. But there hasn't been a white blaze for a mile, you know, so that was a little concerning to me, but I think I'm back on, so sure wasted a lot of time, but I think I'm there now, almost to the Western Bald, and get some awesome video. All right, there's the Western Bald Tower. Looks like somebody's already set up camp for tonight, and they are crazy because it is going to be so cold, and especially up on top of this peak. They are going to freeze to death. But hey, that's their adventure.
There's you come up here right now, right, Daddy?
No, you have your own bag down there.
Salad?
That's, we were out of bread, so we had salad in the fridge. So there's chicken in it.
Oh, you're good. It doesn't matter. I'm just getting this shot.
You start looking at it in 2 years, like, dang it. Dang it. Yep.
Yelling at me to pick up their Cheez-Its.
Right?
Well, that right out there is Fontana Lake. But Fontana Lake is really long. In fact, the tail end of it connects it where NOC is, or it's close there anyway. So my guess is, it's hard to see, but you know, there's kind of the end of the lake, and honestly, if you could really see in close, there's a couple of buildings and stuff right in, kind of in between those, below that section of lake. My guess is NOC is right in there, and that's where I'm heading to get really close to that tonight. And then the lake, as you can kind of see, heads up and to the left. You can just barely see a sliver of it out there up and to the left. And that should be about 30 miles away from NOC. Now it continues on in the background. You can't really see it behind the mountains, but it just continues on in that direction. And then where it ends, at that end, the other end is where Fontana Dam is. So I will be hiking along this range right here in front of me, up and down and around and who knows where, until I get to Fontana Dam. Man, today is going great. I'm just powering. I feel better on the uphills right now than I did 4 hours ago when I was trudging up to Western Bald. So I'm just keeping on going. I don't really know, but I'm probably somewhere around 3 miles or something, 4 maybe, from NOC. It's about 3:30. In fact, it's exactly 3:30 on Tuesday. And I don't know why I have this zoomed in incredibly. Sorry about that. Anyway, so I'm just gonna hike on, and I'm not sure. Up here, about a mile before NOC, is a shelter. I guess I'll kind of see how that looks. If you know it's not too crazy, maybe I will. Wow, that's the trail right there, huh? Look at that. That's pretty cool. Right down there. You wouldn't want to be talking into a camera and not paying attention when you're walking this direction. Ah! Wow. Beautiful. It is just vast. Sometimes you're walking along thinking something and you just get caught by this view. It is mesmerizing. Goodness, so shame this is going to be over in a few days. For now. So anyway, whatever I was saying, I'm going to head towards that shelter, see what it looks like. I don't know. I might even head into NOC, but then I don't really know what I'm going to do if I do that. I'll probably, I might barely be able to make it in before they close. I don't really even know when they close, but 5 or 6 maybe or something. And possibly I could make it in because I don't really have any reason to be there. I just want to stop and see the place, you know. Since it's kind of iconic on the trail and, you know, help support them since that's really what they're here for. I don't really need anything, but hey, I'll, you know, buy a bag of chips or a soda or something. And then I suppose I could get on the trail and, you know, right before dark and head on towards Fontana Dam. Just go, you know, just go far enough to find a campsite somewhere. It's supposed to be cold tonight, so I don't want to end up on the top of a mountain. I just don't know that area at all, and my information doesn't show any campsites there, so I'll probably just have to make something up. But I guess I've done that a whole bunch of times, and it's not been a problem, so I don't know why it would be this time. I guess I still get a little nervous every once in a while out here, you know. I'm no expert, I guess, after only being out here for 10 days. All right, well, I'm rambling because I really don't know what I'm doing and what my plan is, so I will just stop rambling and keep rumbling along. And we'll see what happens tonight. You know, this particular tree, I guess, is nothing special, but it's just a great example of what I've seen from the beginning of the trail out here, you know. And again, it's not like, I mean, of course, we all know the trees fall down in the woods, but it just gives you the immensity of this tree and what's happened as it splintered and broke and how huge it is and how far it stretches out. What it must have done to that tree when it hit it, you know, when it fell, and just kind of underscores the immensity of this whole environment. You just look out here. I mean, look at that little tree. It looks like that little tree was probably caught up in it. This tree fell and grabbed that little thing, and that was the end. Just everywhere you look, it's just so vast and everything's on such a big scale. And I think, again, you know, maybe that's not that eye-opening. Wow, that's tall. Maybe it's just that when you spend this much time out here, you just start to feel smaller and smaller and smaller. You start to realize how big everything is and what a little dinky speck of it you are, you know. And I don't know, maybe I just am gaining a little bit different perspective on it, or not really sure, but I've just noticed more and more and more of those things. Look at that tree up there that's fallen at an angle. Something happened to it and it went down, and you know, it'll be preserved in that position for who knows how long. A year, 10 years. You know, as it slowly rots and slowly breaks and falls, and I don't know. As I'm saying this, I find it very difficult to really make clear the feelings that I have when I see it, but I wanted to try to share as best I could anyway.